It's what?
Thank you for calling
Just
customer
go
tech
ahead.
support.
You're just gonna
I'm
have to send in 2 videos.
My name is Renaud.
Really?
Just 2 short ones. It'll be okay. First one short. It's fine.
That's fine.
Smooth
So
it
for
out.
us, did he get all the others?
Yes.
Exultant. Is that Exultant?
Yeah.
Should have a T on the end, doesn't it?
Yes.
Exultant.
It does have to be on the one you gave us yesterday.
That's what I thought.
And bravado.
Bravado and Stolid. Okay, those are for chapter 2. Now we're on chapter 3. I hope you've got these Riley extricated. Haversack and knapsack. There's got to be a difference. Impetus, perambulating, and trifle. Those are the words that thus follow.
Thus.
Yeah?
Hmm?
Are you planning on quoting me?
Yes.
Are you mocking me?
I'm quoting you.
Oh, okay, so the papers you just turned in, we aren't that far yet. 25? No. So,
Yeah, where did we stop with reading?
I have
At the end of the chapter
we're on
before.
page 23.
Are we?
We're on page 23 and we're down to the,
I don't remember reading the last part of 22.
well, we did. I have it marked.
Yeah. Pay attention, Amanda.
So we're at the regiment slid down a bank.
Oh, yeah, I remember
Page 23.
Billy, you're running like a cow.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
Really?
Keep off my feet.
yeah, so that was comic relief. You did make note of that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Totally did.
I'm just now doing it, and I forgot that I didn't do that. Okay. You read yesterday, correct?
I did.
Great job. Rachel.
Again?
She read
We
before
bounced
me
back and
because we
forth.
switched seats that day. So,
So it's-
technically it's Clay if we're going in that
Yeah, it's
order.
Clay.
What about you?
Well,
You
He's
should go-
first in the order.
yeah.
So you've already read?
If we're
That's what I
going,
thought. You haven't
You could
read.
just pick either one of them.
Yeah, either one. Rock,
I-
paper, scissors.
I'm taking you.
there's no rock, paper, scissors, just taking.
Okay, Emily's going to begin reading for us.
With the youth, is that where I'm starting?
The regiment. The regiment slid down.
Oh,
Oh,
we're all
down.
the way down. Okay. The regiment slid down a bank and wallowed across a little stream. The mournful current moved slowly on, and from the water, shaded blacks and white bubble eyes looked at the men. As they climbed the hill on the farther side, artillery began to boom. Here the youth forgot many things as he felt a sudden impulse of curiosity. He scrambled up the bank with a speed that could not be exceeded by a bloodthirsty man. He expected a battle scene. There were some little fields girded and squeezed by a forest. Spread over the grass and in among the tree trunks, he could see knots and waving lines of skirmishers who were running hither and thither and firing at the landscape. A dark battle line lay upon a sun-struck clearing that gleamed orange color, a flag fluttered.
Okay, hold on a second. Do you remember when I talked to you about the fact that sometimes infantry will just fire? He said,
Oh, firing at the landscape.
running hither and thither and firing at the landscape. It's interesting. Not at people. And a flag fluttered. Why not colors? Doesn't he continue that thought? Any ideas? Why would he refer to this as flag instead of colors?
Because there's two sides fighting, so there's two colors.
Yeah. Oh
There's
boy,
two
you're,
sets of
you're, no, hold on. You are so close. You're like right there with the door half open, ready to walk in.
And they got
Okay,
set.
so there are two sides. Think about it this way. In terms of officially, what would you call the Confederate flag? flag. Colors is a reference to the flag of the United States of America. It's a technical term. So he's making a distinction just by simple use of one word. He's changed the whole drama by designating the other one as not considered authentic, maybe not authentic is the word, designated. It is not the designated colors of the United States. So it's not the Northern, it's obviously the Confederate flag. All right, keep going.
Other regiments floundered up the bank. The brigade was formed in the line of battle, and after a pause started slowly through the woods in the rear of the receding skirmishers, who were continually melting into the scene to appear again farther on. They were always busy as bees, deeply absorbed in their little combats.
Deeply absorbed in their little combats. Some of you got that really well, and some of you had trouble with that particular question. So busy as bees in their little combats. What's he saying? And have you ever seen soldiers do this where there's like the soldier here and 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 the soldier here, and they're all moving in one direction. And sometimes the line is straight and sometimes it looks like this because of terrain, and it's hard for men to march or to move in a singular direction without messing it up, messing up the line. This is called a sweep. It's where they sweep an area, and usually about 10 meters apart. That way they can keep track of what's going on between them as well as in front of them. And they're basically moving through an area trying to determine if there's any enemy hiding or wounded who need to be killed. All right.
The youth-
But we didn't answer that question, did we? Absorbed in their little combat.
They were all focusing on their own little thing.
Yeah, exactly. They were, you know, if you could have, in war, you can have a variety of little wars, little battles going on. And it's all a big war, but there's little tiny ones going on here and there. And you can be so focused on that, you totally lose perspective. You forget that there's something bigger happening, because this is life and death. It's all about survival right at that moment, wherever you are. So good job, Clay. Okay, go ahead.
The youth tried to observe everything. He did not use care to avoid trees and branches, and his forgotten feet were constantly knocking against stones or getting entangled in branches.
Why wouldn't you have your eyes on what you're doing and where you're going?
He was trying to watch out instead of like right in front of him.
Exactly. He wants to keep his eyes out for an enemy who happens to have his rifle trained on him. That would not be a good thing if you're running along watching sticks and rocks and some guy is about 20 meters away and he's got a rifle trained on you. That would be a stupid move. So keep your eyes out there, not down here. Very good.
He was aware that these battalions, with their promotions, were woven red and startling into the gentle fabric of softened greens and browns. It looked to be a wrong place for a battlefield. The skirmishers in advance fascinated him. Their shots into thickets and at distant, prominent trees spoke to him of tragedies, hidden in mysterious solemn. Once the line encountered the body of a dead soldier. He lay upon his back, staring at the sky. He was dressed in an awkward suit of yellowish brown. The youth could see that the soles of his shoes had been worn to the thinnest of writing paper, and from a great rent in one of the dead foot projected. And from a great rent in one of the dead foot projected piteously. Did I say that right?
Keep trying.
Great, in the one, the dead foot projected.
Thank you. And from a great rent in the one, the dead foot projected piteously. And it was as if fate had betrayed the soldier. In death, it exposed to his enemies that poverty which in life he had perhaps concealed. In death, it exposed to his enemies that poverty which in life he had perhaps concealed from his friends.
Isn't it interesting that he would, well, he does a lot of fascinating things, I think, with words and sentences, but why does he just sort of interject right in the middle of this scene where there's a dead soldier laying there, he's in a Confederate uniform, he's looking up at the sky, and all of a sudden, our focus is on one foot, one shoe, and exposed toes. And then a comment, a social comment about poverty. Fascinating. Okay, keep going.
The rings opened
Covertly.
yeah.
Good word, huh?
The rings opened
Covertly, that's a great word.
Emily, just keep going.
Just keep trying, Em, just keep trying.
I know.
Don't
I
give
screwed
up.
myself up and now I'm still.
The ranks open covertly to avoid the corpse.
The ranks opened covertly to avoid the corpse. That invulnerable dead man forced a way for himself. The youth looked keenly at the ashen face. The wind raised the tawny beard. It moved as if a hand were stroking it. He vaguely desired to walk around and around the body and stare. The impulse of the living tried to read in dead eyes the answer to the question.
What question?
Whether he had rolled it up.
Yeah. Why would he look in a dead man's face for an answer to a question?
Because if he stays and fights, he could be like the dead man and let him back against
Okay. Good.
So by looking at the dead man, it's putting it in real terms, saying if I stay, I could end up like him.
Could end up like him. So is there an answer? Is the dead man saying, don't fight, run? Or fight and don't run? What do you think, Austin?
What do you mean by the question? Just what is he looking at him for?
Why is he looking in the face of a dead man to answer the question that's gnawing at him?
Facial expression.
What?
I look at eyes. Like stuff. Yeah, facial expression.
Okay. Anything that would give him a hint? Okay. Anybody else? Well, he can't find the answer in any living people, can he?
No.
No, so he's looking to the dead. Maybe they've got the answer. Can't find it among the living. All right?
During the march, the ardor which During the march, the ardor which the youth had acquired when out of view of the field rapidly faded to nothing. His curiosity was quite easily satisfied. If an intense scene had caught him with its wild swing as he came to the top of the bank, he might have gone roaring on. This advance upon nature was too calm. He had the opportunity to reflect. He had time in which to wonder about himself and to attempt to probe his sensations. Absurd ideas took hold upon him. He thought that he did not relish the landscape. It threatened him. A coldness swept over his back, and it is true that his trousers felt to him that they were no fit for his legs at all.
What's he doing? What's happening? Now we're getting into the passage where I asked questions about the house and what he saw and what he was afraid of and what he did. But what is the author trying to get at here in this passage with the whole thing about his advance upon nature was too calm? It gave him opportunity to reflect. He had time in which to wonder about himself. He's on the cuspus of battle. So he's still wrestling with the same old questions, the same old ideas, the same old fears, and the same old philosophical pursuit that he finds himself in is, what's the rationale for all of this? For this stuff called war. And suddenly, he throws in the whole idea of coldness that swept over his back, and that his trousers don't fit. That's weird. Does it seem odd? To me, some of these passages seem odd. It's odd that the author would take these little tiny side streets or alleys, if you will, and bends. He would show this particular bent that's in his psyche that he just comes up with, that he just throws at us. It's like, what? We're reading so fast that we don't absorb enough of what's going on here. The paragraphs, these paragraphs are very minimalist in the sense that they are powerful. Every sentence, every word has meaning. He has not wasted anything. My curiosity is, what is he trying to say? What is it that he, and I've been in battle, so I'm some of what he's writing about I get. Some of it I don't get at all. I don't remember having time to think. When you're right there, when you're right on, it's like the precipice. You're about to fall off the edge into the most horrific experience of your life. I don't know if I would have stopped to think about the philosophical question of why are we at war anyway? Why are we doing this? And he hasn't even been in battle yet. Okay. I see that none of you are interested in answering this question
Well-
at this moment, so.
I'm
I have
just
a question.
confused. Like,
Is that
I
a
don't
rhetorical
have-
question?
No, those
or-
weren't rhetoricals. Those were serious.
Okay, so do you have a question, like, because I have a thought on that paragraph that Emily just read, but,
Good. I want to hear your thoughts.
okay, so like, with the coldness swept over his back, and it's true that his trousers are big, is it that, like, the deep thoughts of him and seeing the guy dead have come through a physical, like, trouble of that his pants don't fit and that's cold, so all of a sudden he's like really uncomfortable because, like, does that make sense?
That's a good idea. Suddenly uncomfortable. Some colds, a chill. Have you ever felt a chill when you were scared? What?
Could it be also not necessarily in the physical sense and more like an emotional or thought process? Like maybe he's not fit to wear those pants, he's not cut out to be a soldier.
Oh, that's excellent.
Well, yeah, that's what he says a little bit later.
That is excellent, yeah.
So it may not be that they're too big, it may just be he just doesn't think he's cut out to be a soldier.
Good call. That makes sense to me. It does. But both of these, all of this does, yeah.
Not having a trousers, but when you said that when you were in battle, that you had no time to think about it or ask questions. But then you added that he wasn't in that battle, and then when you said that, the story that you told us that popped in my head why when your commander came up to you and was talking to you and you asked him why you were doing something. Could have been Henry's time and he's asking himself instead of his superior?
Good point. Great point. Yeah. Why are we doing this? Yeah, but for me that was a downtime. I don't remember being in the fervor that you feel, the adrenaline rush that you get when you're going into battle. I don't remember being reflective at all mentally. I don't remember ever having any philosophical thoughts. However, in the downtime when we were just sweeping the area and it was, there was no battle in front of us. We were just basically cleaning up. It's kind of like mopping up after a fire. Yeah.
Could seeing the dead man maybe make him think, like, if I am gonna die, what am I dying for? Like, why?
Well, that's a great question too.
Well, we already talked about yesterday how he seems different than normal thinking men.
Right.
Right.
So you may just think more because
He may just, right. And remember that every time we've dealt with an author so far, he's somewhere in the book. So even Mark Twain is most helpful in that he clearly defines that Tom Sawyer is sort of an amalgam of he and two other friends. So we know that Mark Twain is somewhere in Tom Sawyer. We don't know how much of Tom Sawyer is actually Mark Twain. But here, I have to think that a lot of what's going on is the author. The author asking some serious questions about the nature of war. And he does become a war correspondent, but it's after he writes this book, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Great comments. Keep these up, guys. Okay, a house standing.
A house standing placidly in the
What's
distant
placidly? Guys, that's a good word, don't you think?
It's just calm or peaceful, isn't it?
Go placidly amidst the noise and confusion. No, I don't know. You tell me. I wrote it down, did you?
Is it placidly or placidly?
Placidly.
A house standing placidly in the distant fields had to him an ominous look.
Ominous. That's another good word, isn't it? Ominous. Gosh, where are we getting all these good words? This guy has a great vocabulary.
The shadows of the woods were formidable.
We did formidable before, didn't
They're
we?
just like
You ought to hear the way the Brits.
threatening and scary.
Just keep
Threatening
reading.
and it's scary. Very good.
He was certain that in this vista there lurked fierce-eyed hosts. The swift thought came to him that the generals did not